Ready? Alright. So, okay, I think we are ready for the technique thumbnail. Okay, so thumbnail is okay. Alright. Without any further ado, let's just start with this question. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're starting with the linked list. Okay, so let's just see what the definition of linked list is. So this is the definition. Okay, so how we define it? So a linked list is a linear collection of data elements called nodes. Okay, so what this line is saying? This line is saying like a linked list is a data element, like is a collection of data elements. So what is data element? Let's say, you know, in the arrays we have something like, let's say 4 3 2 1. So it's a collection of data in the form of array. Okay, similarly over here we have in the form of nodes, each pointing to the next node by means of a pointer. Okay, so what is saying, let me just draw it over here. So let's say these are 4 3 2 and 1. Okay, so these are my nodes, these things are my nodes. Okay, I hope so now it's clear, it's visible. These are my nodes, and what is saying, they're pointing to each other. So what happening, they're pointing to each other on the right hand side. Okay, so they point like that. Okay, so it is a data structure consisting of a group of nodes which together represent a sequence. So like this connected together represent a sequence. Okay, so the sequence, like they are pointing, like they can be pointing backward as well, but forward as well. For that one we have something like different type of linked lists. So like we have single linked lists, double linked lists, and circular linked lists. Okay, so we will talk about them just now. Okay, so I have this thing here what the definition is. So now let's talk about something like singly linked list. What is singly linked list? Okay, so let's just first look at the definition. The definition says linked list in which each node points to the next node and the last node point to the null. All right, so what this line is saying is, this line is saying singly linked list is that they like in which, let me just draw it over here for your clarity. 4 3 2 1. Right, so 4 3 2 1. Okay, so they are pointing like that, they are pointing. So what is saying, like linked list in which each node points to the next node and the last point to the null. This is null. Okay, so like let's say this is my head, this is my head, and this is my tail. So okay, my tail points to null because like after tail there is no node. Okay, so I am on over here, I am on over here. So my 4 will point to the 3, but my 3 cannot be able to point to the 4 because this is single linked list. In our single linked list, which is only point in the one direction, only in one direction. Okay, which is right side, only right side. Okay, only right side. Okay, 4 can be only, 4 is only able to point to 3, 3 is only able to point to 2, 2 is only able to point to 1, and 1 is point to the null. Okay, so that's what single linked is. Now you think like, no, I want to point my 3 to the back as well, 2 to the back as well. So for that we have something like doubly linked list. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you just listen the right. So what the doubly linked list is? Linked list in which each node has 2 pointers, p and n, such that p points to the previous node and n point to the next node. All right, so what is saying, like let me just draw the again similar linked list over here as well. Let me just draw it. Okay, 4 3 2 1. All right, so what's happening, my 4, it has 2 pointers, it has 2 pointers, p and p means previous, n means next. So one pointer is pointing to the next one and one is pointing to the back one, previous. So we are able to point to the previous one as well, like this. Okay, so this is the way like these things happen. Okay, so that's how it point, and it point to the null as well. Okay, the last node and point to the null, the last node point to the null. Okay, so I hope so this is clear, like what the single linked or the double linked. In double linked list we can point to the backward as well and to the forward, but in single one we can only point to the forward. Okay, now we have final one, which is called circular linked list. What is circular linked list? So let me just draw it for you again. Okay, so to make it more clear. All right, so similarly we have something like 4 3 2 and 1. I will go into the definition as well, but let me just show it to you with a diagram. Okay, so what is saying, linked list in which each node point to the next, they are pointing to the next, and the last node point back to the first node. So what will happen after 1? My 1 will not point to the null, my 1 will not point to the null, my 1 will point back to the first node, right, to the fourth node, something like this. Okay, so I hope so this thing is like how they are pointing to each other. All right, so if you want to look at some example like in the question, like how circular linked list is, so like I will show you one Leetcode question you will find. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so what do you see over here? Like we have a circular linked list. If you see, look at this example, so what is saying, like we have 3 2 0 minus 4. Now they're saying like point to the position first. The first position is 0 1, first index, so it's pointing back to the 2. Okay, if you look at it in this one, it's positioning to the 0th index, so 1 2 and back to the over here. So this is like linked list cycle. This kind of an example of circular linked list, like you will see in Leetcode. So this problem 141, I point this in my Leetcode linked list, completely Leetcode playlist. I create a kind of a playlist questions for my this complete series. Okay, so all the best, easy, and the medium one question you will find over here. I will add after the hard one as well, so you will find everything in my linked list share link. Okay, so you just must check it out if you just want to simply directly move to the questions. Okay, and you will find everything in my playlist as well, so you will see the playlist link in the description as well. Okay, so let's just now go back to over here. Okay, so I hope so this thing is clear. Okay, so now you'll say, okay dude, these things are making some sense, but what if like can you explain like how the code actually work? Okay, I will say, all right. So ladies and gentlemen, if you look at over here, what I'm doing, I just created a public class linked list. So like this is the how like the linked list like data consists, or like how we represent it. Okay, so like you don't have to write this code, like, but this code is by default you will see on the online judges terminals, like Leetcode, like you will see by default over here. So if you go any linked list question, so you will definitely want to see. Okay, so what is saying, like we have something in data and node nest and previous node. So let's say like this is a double linked list, so that's why if it's not present, then it will like it's a single linked list. Okay, if not previously not present. Okay, so it says like in data node next is pointing to the next one, previous pointing to the previous one. So in data this data, so this is a given data, this is a given data in which we are pointing it. Okay, all right, so now you will say like, okay dude, what's the way like to store the data of linked list? Okay, so to store the data, okay, for storing the data we have something like this thing. Okay, so to store anything over here in our node, I have to call my node, which is my variable over here, this node variable. Okay, so I'll call my node, then I will, let's say, call it node A. Okay, then I create new node with the value I will assign. So I will assign 4 over here. So what will happen by writing this line of code? By writing this line of code, what will happen? I will get something like this: 4 3 2 1. I will get something like this. Okay, now you will say, okay, I got this, but why they are not pointing to each other? For to pointing them, I have to create another code for that. So this node, what it is doing, my node A is pointing to my node B, my node B is pointing to my node C, and my node C is pointing to my node D. So that's how they are pointing. After writing this code, they start pointing over here. Okay guys, so one more information I just want to share with you about linked list, like which you will find in question definitely. Let's say somebody told you to like delete, or like, okay, that means someone to like to delete something over here from our linked list. So how you will gonna delete this? Let's say I have something like similarly 4 3 2 1, and somebody told me like, okay dude, you have to remove 3 from over here. So what I will do, like they are pointing like this, they are pointing like this. Okay, so how they are pointing, so what I will do, like I will not say like how they are pointing, I will explain you like this thing very well. Okay, so what will happen, like they are pointing over here, like they say like, okay, you have to delete the value of 3. So what I will do, I will not delete it, like because we can't delete this thing over here. Okay, what I will do, I can do, I simply skip it. So my this pointer is starting point on the 2. So my like we just lost our 3. We just lost our 3. So now you will say like, okay, we lost something, but why be 3 is present in our data? No. Now in our linked list we will get something like this 4 2 1. Okay, so the 3 data is not present over here. So what's happening? What's happening over here? I have like, let me just draw it very a bigger size. Okay, so we have 4. I draw a circle. So what's happening? This parts of this my node circle, okay, is called my next reference address. Okay, so this area can store the address of pointer 2. So in this one is storing the address of pointer 3. But what I did, I removed the address of pointer 3 and I pointed to the pointer 2. So what's happening? My address got removed. That's why I'm able to get this one. So once I remove this area, what will happen? Now it's not in no more in my linked list. So it's simply remove over here. So I just lost this data. Okay, that's why that this is the reason that's how it works. So that's why I told you like how it's working, like how these are working, how these are connected. So this is the way how they are connecting. And like if you delete this, then you simply skip it. You don't actually delete it. Okay, so like by skipping it, it automatically delete from over here. Okay, so this is the thing. And last thing, like I just want to share with you is our time complexity and all that. Okay, so let me just I did it a little bit. So finally, let's talk about time complexity. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the time complexity in linked list, we deal with the access. Like doing the access and search is not good idea. Let's say why. Let's say I have something like n size linked list. My linked list n size. So what will happen if I want to search, let's say n, like I said, this idea will be like a little bit tougher for you. Let me just give you a big one. Let's say I have something like 1 2 till my 1000. Okay, so it's going to my 1000. Okay, so let's say I have to find something my data 99. So what will happen? It will go from over here one by one, and it will find 99 somewhere over here. Okay, so the searching is taking too much time. So let's say I have a length of n. So what will happen? It takes n time to search any data. Okay, so I hope so these things here. Like these are the cons of this one. The pros are like the access the data is the con. The pros of this link using linked list are like the inserting is big of one. Okay, and the removing is big of one, because like we are not using any extra spaces, we are not using any extra time capacity to remove, we are just simply skipping that value and doing like this. So like as I told you in the delete one. Okay, so I hope, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is clear. So this is all our basic concept of like how to use linked list is. Okay, if you still have any doubt, just do let me know in the comment section. I will definitely get to you. Okay, and if you still don't understand anything, just try to watch this video again. You will definitely gonna understand. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that's all for this video. Well, like I just want to share one more thing with you. Like I started a playlist of like complete linked list, you will find on my channel and in the description box as well. So this linked list playlist has all the questions, varies from easy to medium. Okay, the best one which I prefer to do, okay, which I suggest you to make sure to do. Okay, and to that question as well, I created a list of questions. So like they are just the list, like the list you will see is similar to the Leetcode. So it's a Leetcode Leetcode playlist. So I just put my favorite one over here so that you can access them. Okay, so you can find that link, the link of that link in the description as well. So that's all for this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so if you still have any doubts, I will suggest you just do let me know. Make sure to let me know. I will definitely gonna reach to you. And thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye. And I love you guys. Believe me, I love you. Take care. Bye bye.